guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about, obviously the title, but sorry, I just put dry shampoo in my hair, so if it's like super white, my bad. I wanted to come on here and just talk to you guys about if you know someone who lost somebody and like how you can help them or be there for them or just not make it worse. Honestly, because it's so hard to watch somebody that you love like go through something, or even somebody that you know, or maybe it's like an acquaintance and you're not sure what to say. For those of you that don't know, I've lost a lot of people, and I don't say that to be like, oh, like for me, like I've lost more people than you. Like, no, like feels up to me, I wish it was opposite, you know, but it's what life dealt me, you know. And I can only speak from my personal experience, what helped me. What didn't help me was so many people, like when my mom died, like, oh, I feel so bad for you. That is, oh my God, like I could never lose my mom. Like, thanks. Like, thanks for feeling sorry for me. Like, does that make you feel better? Because it doesn't make me feel better, you know? Or people would just say things like, well, at least like you knew her. Like, yeah, like I knew her, and I am one of the first people to say, like, I'm so thankful that I got to know my parents and I was old enough to like know who they were and knew like what they gave to the world, and the good with the bad, you know. That's one thing. As you get older, you definitely see like everything, you know, instead of like through like a child's like filtered eyes. Like when you're a child, like I think most people look at their parents as like superheroes and like, well, they can't do no wrong. And it's like when you get older, you kind of see like, oh, well, maybe that wasn't the best or whatever. But so many people like said like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. Or what drove me crazy was people would say, well, how are you? How do you think I am? And I would just say, I'm fine, or I'm okay, or I'm good, because like, what am I gonna say? I'm a hot fucking mess, I can't stop crying, like this fucking sucks. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that, you know. Like, especially me, I am the kind of person that keeps stuff to myself, you know. Like, I can count on two hands how many times my husband's seen me cry, and we've been together almost 8 years, you know. It's like, I'm just that person. I'm that person to like put on like a brave front, and I don't know why, because like behind closed doors, like I'm a fucking crybaby, but to the world, I don't cry, I don't show emotion, I don't like hugs, I don't, you know. And it's like, so if you know someone who's lost somebody or whatever, or a coworker or someone super close to you, you know, like the best thing that anyone did for me was I had a really good friend, and her name was Caitlin. And I don't remember texting her, but I must have texted her because her and her mom came to the hospital when my mom died. And I just remember, I don't remember a lot, okay? Because I don't remember what time I got to the hospital. I don't remember what time Caitlin got there. I don't remember what time I left. I don't remember how I got home. Like, it was like a blur, honestly. And so, but one thing I do remember is her and her mom took me to the cafeteria. They bought me ice cream. And they didn't ask me if I was okay. They didn't force me to talk about my feelings or force me to tell them what happened. That's another thing that used to piss me off, is like people would be like, well, what exactly happened? Because they knew my parents were sick, but they wanted like a play-by-play, like, okay, so this day we stopped the feeding, this day we stopped the liquid, this day we put them on this, and this day we started morphine, and this, and it's like, that's none of your fucking business, okay? Like, I shouldn't have to explain what happened, and you shouldn't want to make me like relive that, you know? Going back to the cafeteria, they just sat with me, you know? And she never asked me, like, even after that, like, how are you? You know, she would just say like, oh, do you want to go to the mall? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to come over? You want to eat? Are you hungry? Like, she didn't treat me like I was broken, you know? And I think that's the biggest thing that you can do for somebody. Sorry. Because a person already feels broken. You know, you already feel like your world is like crashing down on you and you can't control it. Like, you literally, like, I could not control my emotions. 1 minute I'm crying, 1 minute I'm pissed the fuck off, 1 minute I'm like losing my shit, 1 minute I'm like yelling at everybody, 1 minute I'm like by myself, like totally calm. Like, you feel like you have no control. So my advice to you, if you need it, is just to be there. Don't expect anything from that person. Don't expect them to act a certain way. Don't expect them to say a certain thing. Just your presence. Don't ask them don't ask them what they need, you know? Because if you would have asked me, like, oh, what do you need? Even if I was hungry, I'd be like, oh no, I'm fine. But they were like, hey, do you want to eat? They asked me like specific things, like, hey, do you want to come over? And when I was over, they wouldn't say like, oh, how are you? You know, how are you feel? Like, no, they would just let me be me. And if I wanted to talk about it, they left that up to me. And that is the best thing that you could do for somebody, is just be there. And don't push the envelope. Don't force them to talk about it. Even if you know they need to talk about it, everyone does things on their own time. And it took me a long time. And lots of therapy. If I'm being totally honest, I saw a therapist for almost 2 years because I could not control my anger. Because when I feel an emotion, whether it's sadness or anxiety or whatever, like, it comes out as anger for me. That's why I don't drink. That's why I don't do anything, because I immediately go to anger. And I don't like that part of me, so I avoid it at like all costs. You know, so if I'm really bad, like, I stay quiet and I like go, because I can't control what comes out, you know? So it's like, therapy really helped, but it took almost 2 years, you know? The first year we didn't talk about shit, honestly, because I'm a really closed off person. Like, I keep my circle very small. I know a lot of people, like, but I don't have a lot of friends, if that makes sense. And I keep my stuff very personal because I don't know how to like explain how I'm feeling a lot. And that's why I feel like YouTube has really helped me. And if I can help somebody, then that is like amazing to me, because when I was going through it, I thought like no one understood and no one got it. And when people would say dumb shit, like, well, when my mom died, well, at least you still have your dad. Like, thanks, but you got both of your parents, you know? And it's like, then my dad kicked me out, and it's like, okay. And people are like, well, at least you can work. And I'm like, yeah, but I have to work graveyard, like, to support myself, you know? So it's like, people would just always say something, and I'm sure they were trying to be positive, like help me see the bright side, but it's like in that moment that's not what I needed. I just needed someone to like be there, to be present, to let me say or do or be however I need it to be. So if you know someone who's going through even a difficult time, it doesn't even have to be a loss, just a difficult time in their life, the most impactful thing that you could do is just let them be them with you there. You know, like I said, like I lost my mom and my dad, and from both of those situations, the one thing that really helped me was cafeteria ice cream. And I don't even know if I ate the ice cream. I just know that that's what they bought me. But it's just that comfort of knowing someone cares and that they're there and they don't expect anything from you is really all, for me personally, that made me feel better. Even though your world is like crumbling, it's nice to have that little bit of like comfort, you know? So guys, I don't know how many parts of like loss I'm gonna do because there's so many, you know? But as I'm feeling it or as I see it, I'll let you guys know. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about loss or anything, like feel free to reach out to me. Instagram, Facebook, here, like just, I will always answer questions. I will always be there. Or if you lost somebody and maybe you don't have anybody to really talk to, like I'm there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.